This is the Hardballgets AFL show. My name is Nick Rynne, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. What's going on, gents?
Well, I just want to get this out of the way first. I pay my debts. Hold on.
This is the first debt he's ever paid, and this, of course, is the bet we made.
And this is, what is it?
This is
meant
a
to be
carton
single
of
fin.
What is that?
It's a carton of single fin.
This is like a
It's a
DIY.
What is that?
It's as I explained earlier in the week. They didn't have cartons of cans of single fin left. This is 4 6-packs of single fin.
Nah, that's
in
not.
a carton.
We
that's
did
not
speak about it.
acceptable.
In a
This is
carton.
not what I ordered. A big mismatch
Look
of
in there.
shit.
Look in there. It's
Yeah,
it's
but the
6
thing
packs of
is,
single
It
fin.
looks like it's going to be soggy.
But the
That's a
6 packs
soggy.
gets divided up too, and I'm sure they probably left 6 in the sun. Like it's not actually one.
No.
It's
They were
like
in the-
it's like a family that got stepkids everywhere. Like one will be sun bleached, one will be dented, one probably fell out of a carton. Like
No,
this
that's
is.
fine.
It looks like it's not how you pay a bet.
Well, this is all you're getting.
Yeah,
So
I get it. I'll cop it.
You take
but
this
next
or you
time,
get nothing.
Yeah.
Next time, pay the bet
So hold
properly.
on. You wanted me
I want a
to
tie,
drive,
a nice
no,
tie.
no. So you want me to drive to another bottle shop?
This is this shit.
What should I have done then? Would you have taken stubbies?
No, I wouldn't have taken stuff.
So you wanted me to
cans.
drive to another bottle shop?
You live in a city, mate.
I almost bought you different beer.
If you bought me different beer, I'd have put them
I
over
know
your
you
head.
because you would have sucked. Because I only drink single fin because you're sponsored by single fin.
No, whatever.
Yeah.
We
You
were
take
trying to
it.
get you
Such a-
Are you
sponsorship
taking
last.
the carton?
Yeah, I'll take it. But next
Take
time
it.
you do that, it's next to 12.
It'll taste exactly the same.
No, that's the thing. They don't because they mix match the
they
sixes.
don't mix.
Yeah,
they do. They're from different cartons. I'm telling you.
They're
One
They're
would have.
brewed on different months. They
Wait,
taste
brewed-
slightly different.
Let me check when they're
Go
brewed.
on, check
Yeah.
the dates.
See if they all match up.
Can't even get them out of the carton.
Oh,
Check the serial numbers.
you are ridiculous. Let me check this one for you.
When are
Speed
these
process.
brewed? When does it say?
Does it even say when they're brewed?
No, because they're
No, I
full.
don't think so.
They're random 6-packs.
Where does it say?
Oh, here we go. It's off. Brewed 6 years ago.
Where? See base of can for best before. So now you're gonna actually.
Now-
You're actually going to the. Oh, you are ridiculous. What's the date on your one?
What's the date on yours?
No, because you're gonna bullshit. Go.
No, go.
Go.
September
Yeah.
13.
Nah, these are different. 9th of the 6th, 2026. Best before. That's best before.
See, they're going to taste different.
They're going to taste different. You know what I'm talking about,
They're not
Rennie.
going to taste
Yep.
different. As if every batch of single fin tastes different. The whole point is they taste exactly the same
No,
as
they
every
do.
time you
Like,
have
you know
them.
how sometimes you
Really
get a
gets
it. So, hold on.
Coke
No, no,
sugar
no,
or
no.
something, and then
No,
you
no,
can tell
no.
it's just
So you're
something's
having a
gone
little
wrong.
sip of your single fin and go, oh, this is a 2024 vintage. Piss off.
No,
They
so
don't
that's
taste
breathe.
exactly the
No,
same.
they've been in the sun for another 3 months.
It's not red wine.
No, shit house.
You guys, you are ridiculous.
Now I'm going to walk through 7 with a half
you do.
open carton of Peronis.
You do. I've been carrying that around for 4 days.
In the car in the sun,
No,
probably.
it's been in my change room, which is private, as
Oh,
you know.
God. So not in the fridge.
No, because
Not chilled.
No, they've never been refrigerated. So they're not. We're not doing the whole cold, hot, cold. Because I knew he'd bitch about that too. All right, drink your beer and shut up. All right, let's get into the teams. Hey,
Oh,
this episode is brought to you by TABtouch. Have you got the touch? Download the TABtouch app today. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. I feel very good about my multi this week. I did it just then, just before we recorded.
and you feel good. When's it like $12?
Because I did it, and then I went, well, that shouldn't be $12. So I'm feeling pretty good.
I've
about
done that every week
It's a
this
bit
season,
loose.
and it hasn't really worked for me. But good luck to you.
it. Okay, so let's don't worry about last night's game. Let's go to Hawthorn and Adelaide. This is arguably the game of the round.
That's good.
$1.85. The Hawks slight favourites because it's in Tassie over Adelaide. $1.95.
When is the last time there was a Friday night in Tasmania?
I don't think it was that long ago. I thought the Hawks played
Maybe
like
last
the
year?
Giants down
Really?
there at the start of the year.
Yeah,
in the wind.
It happens.
Ooh.
How do we feel about both these? Adelaide at home, you're tipping them. Hawthorn
Yeah.
in Melbourne.
Hawthorn in Tassie, you're tipping
Well, I was
them.
going to say Hawthorn in Melbourne, you might still be tipping Adelaide.
Hawthorn in Melbourne. Hawthorn are probably still starting favourites.
Yeah, okay. But the Tassie part of this, normally their odds would be much shorter. So clearly the bookies are thinking
Adelaide's
this is
very good.
heading for an Adelaide win.
Well, Adelaide,
They're nervous about it.
they're nervous. The Hawks were good last weekend. Let's not cut around that. And
They were good.
they were great.
They were good, yeah. Good-ish. Good to great.
Good-ish.
They were very good. They were
weren't
very
their
good.
best
They were
version,
very
I'd say.
good. They were close to their best version. They were.
Okay.
Tackled, intensity, tackled.
Yeah, the intensity was good. Yeah, and Dylan Moore was very, very good.
All of them were pretty good. So, look,
Ginnivan was being a dick.
and that's when they're good.
That's when they're good.
Yeah, what do you reckon Sam Mitchell, like, deep down, the old smell of cheese?
I'd hate it,
You reckon?
wouldn't he?
Nothing so.
Did you see
He
that
would hate
clip? Was it last night of Ginnivan calling
I didn't
Mitchell?
see this, but I keep going to watch it. What is it? What happens?
Oh, he just calls him to say goodnight. He's like, I just want to say goodnight.
But Sam doesn't know he's being recorded. Is that what the
It's
joke
a new
is?
trend.
No, Sam,
What's
it's
the
a new
joke?
trend. You call people to be like, I just wanted to say goodnight. Like people who you wouldn't normally like.
So it'd be like me calling you at like 11 o'clock.
Be like, yeah, just want to say
And then
goodnight,
just
man.
want to say goodnight.
Yeah.
And then the
That's
other
all they
person answers
say.
and goes,
Okay.
goodnight.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Young people are...
But
I know.
Sam Mitchell just took it in his stride. Like he's obviously just like Jack Ginnivan.
Yeah.
He's just like this. Okay, cool. See you, mate.
What about tomorrow in
Good
Tassie and Lonnie? The low, the temperature.
What is
Oh,
it?
what is-
-2.
No, it's not.
When that sun goes down.
Oh, my God.
-2
So,
is the
so
cold.
tell me, as a player, what does that do
To be honest with you, nothing. Once you warm up, you
Doesn't matter?
got no idea externally what
Does
the
it
temperature's
does
doing.
running change? Like, do your
No,
lungs,
well,
does it put pressure on your lungs?
The
or
worst
anything?
part is the hour before.
Yep.
Because you're freezing your ass off and you don't want to look like a soft cock.
Yep.
So
Clarko's running around with
Yeah.
no shirt on.
So you got to pretend you got to pretend that you love the cold weather.
If you had been able to wear sleeves, would you have worn sleeves?
Yeah, I would have done them.
So did you ever ask Clarko?
No, God no.
So did he come in and just say, we're never doing that? Or did someone wear them one day? And
I
he
think
said,
like
"No
Mark
more"?
Williams, Josh Thurgood. Remember Josh Thurgood?
Yeah.
They all wore long sleevers.
Josh Thurgood's
Yeah.
name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
And then they just never. Hodgie wore them, I reckon, from
Yeah.
memory. I reckon I've seen a photo
But then
of
there
him.
was a
in
certain point where Clarko
Yeah.
said no more sleeves.
Yeah, I don't. There was no conversation. It just, I think it was a no more
But
sleeves.
he just went
policy.
around with a pair of scissors and just
Yeah,
cut
no
them
more
off.
sleeves,
Jesus.
which I liked.
I
too.
like that too. I often wonder, has anyone actually asked him though? Are we sure it was Clarko? We're definitely sure he hated the
Are we sure it
sleeves.
was a rule, or did people just think it was a rule?
That was a rule.
There's some of those things with the boss where you just like, oh no, he hates fried chicken.
Yeah.
Don't ever
Yeah.
eat fried chicken around the boss.
Yeah.
And so he never actually said that,
No.
but it becomes a thing. So he definitely hated it.
Really quickly, $1.95 Adelaide, $1.85 Hawthorn.
Give me Hawthorn in Tassie.
Hawthorn, Tassie, really.
And
I'll
I
go
think
Crows.
those-
Let's go Crows.
No, I
Just
think
riding
those are
the-
good numbers. $1.85. They might have turned that corner just a little bit.
I'm taking Hawthorn in
It's a
Tassie
third
too.
place Crows.
And Adelaide, because Hawthorn have done that cold weather.
Yeah.
They've sat in those change rooms, those concrete change rooms, froze their freckles off.
He
And
still remembers the change
Yeah.
rooms. Brisbane GWS. Brisbane heavy favourites.
weather good too. Just had a look. No, the rain has cleared up there in
Can you be Sam
Queensland.
Jolly today? Just give us the weather on every
Yeah,
game.
weather's important. If
Okay.
you're having a bet, weather is important.
Saturday, Gabba, $1.33, GWS, $3.30. I feel like this one is... Brisbane will win the game.
It's going to be Brisbane. It's
I
going
don't
to
know
be
about-
Brisbane that we've
Yeah.
seen over the last 10 weeks.
But
So
then
they
this is one of the ones where GWS could come out of nowhere.
Well, they haven't,
and-
that's what I was going to say. They haven't belted anybody, Brisbane.
No, but the GWS are just going.
Yeah, but can they get...
What about
within-
Rynne?
What's the line?
We have not heard him cough or splutter until the mics go on, and the poor bloke's wrestling a frog in the throat down there.
Yeah,
But-
I'm going to get through.
Is this just some sort of like he's trying to get sick leave or something?
Someone wrote a message on YouTube saying that Nick Rynne's voice has changed as every episode.
I agree with him. Well, as that guy said, I had more clarity when I had with Croaky, so now I've
Depends what
just tried
you-
to stay.
Depends what you've been up to the night before
Yeah, no.
or the morning of.
There's way too many passengers at the moment. We highlighted the Giants.
We did. Can you tell me the line for that game?
The line of that game is, I can tell you that in 2 seconds, it's 19.5 points favouring, of course, Brisbane.
So can the Giants get within 19.5 points?
I think so.
Because that's the one I like.
You reckon the line? Yeah, no, I can see it, but I'm more going to play around the disposal markets.
It's like a Saturday morning game, is it?
Yep,
It's
early.
a weird time
11:20.
slot for the Gabba.
Yeah. Tom Green to get 30 disposals, $1.85 areas.
Yep.
He'll get 30 up there.
Yeah.
Dunkley's been doing rolls. I
Yep.
get that, but Tom Green's not really that sort of
Nah.
guy
No.
you need a roll on.
No, he's not.
I
It's
think
hard to
that's-
stop inside. Hard to stop him inside.
Yeah, Lockie Neal will see probably a fair bit of Bedford, you'd imagine.
So we all think Brisbane will win
I
the
think
game.
Brisbane win. I think Brisbane win just by the 10-point sort of area.
So you like the line too?
No, I'm not flirting around any of that.
No, okay.
I've worked too hard this week for the money I've got in the pocket. I am literally just going to go Tom Green to have 30 disposals, and that
And
would
he's got
be
to count.
about it.
That's the news of the week. Zave's finally replacing the couch that he shat on.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Are you going to sell it on the second-hand market?
No, I'm going to put, if anyone
Marketplace.
wants a 55-inch TV, I'm about to put it out on my street as well. So
Does it work?
Yeah, 100%.
You're just giving away TVs.
Just going to put it on the street.
Jeez, must be nice.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Just throwing
Oh, hang on.
Open the doors.
Old handouts.
doors.
Old
Oh,
handouts
jeez.
down there.
Mate, everyone's getting something except me. Essendon and Geelong,
He says it.
$1.17.
Why do we have to change the day of the podcast next week?
Geelong, $1.17. Thank you very much. That is...
Is this the farmers game? For some reason, Geelong Essendon rings
Oh,
so
yeah,
many
yeah,
bells
yeah.
that
It's
it's
the Kevin
the
Sheedy
farmers
Is that
game.
still a thing?
Well, now Hawkins isn't there. No, well, Geelong have got every second player as a farmer.
Everybody's got a farm.
They've got
Everyone else
farms.
got acreage.
I don't know if they're farmers, but they've got
Yes.
farms. Essendon's $5. Essendon I'm loving what they're doing. Lean hard into this, lose the game. What is the line here?
30.5 is the line.
Give me a taste of that.
Overs or un?
Overs.
Who, Geelong?
Geelong.
Geelong are going to lick him.
I reckon this is the week that Essendon lays down.
Just
and
get
goes,
found
They
out.
lay down.
Just take me.
Old lay
this
down
is, this
Sally.
is it. This is the one. Because
Blue light disco vibes.
Essendon have been very plucky and competitive in games that when they maybe have been overreaching. I feel like they've just the weight of how many players they've got out is starting to just teeter on the other edge of it now.
I know Geelong won last week and it was wet and it was miserable and Max Holmes had
Yeah, but Bailey Smith didn't.
39.
Bailey Smith didn't play.
Is I just don't know that. I don't know if they're going like foot on the throat, win by 10 goals.
This is the one. This is the one. Jezza gets
The
off the leash. Who's
Essendon
going to
team-
play on Jezza?
But think of the farmers.
Who? It's going to rain. It's going to rain goals.
Yeah,
It's going to rain
okay.
goals. What is the weather doing at the MC?
Nah, fine. Weather's
See,
good.
nah, Jezza. This is the week where Jezza. And who's playing on
Wait, he's already
Shannon
kicked
Neal?
like sevens.
He's a monster.
Shannon Neal, that's the least of your concerns.
Yeah, but you've got
double
no,
team.
they've got no defenders.
No, I get that. Just a quick one. Darcy Parish came back in last week and had 30.
This is his
Yeah,
greatest
it was.
game.
I don't know, but I'm going $3.20 for him to get 30 again.
$3.20.
$3.20 for
So what's
Darcy
it for like
Parish.
25?
Dollar. He was $1.55.
It's a big jump.
Yeah, man, it's 5 more touches. Darcy Parish can have 5 touches in the space of 30 centimetres.
Yeah.
Darcy Parish 30. That is good value. I think we go around. Rinny, you would be saying Geelong, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'll go Geelong.
Geelong.
Big as me though.
No, I can't play. I can't see that happening.
They're
I thought-
plucky. Essendon are plucky.
They are plucky, but I think it's time for them to not be plucky. North Melbourne is paying $5.25 against the Fremantle Dockers. It is a North Melbourne home game, but you can bet that the
So don't fall for that.
the crowd will be purple.
When you look on the app
Yeah, it's
and you
not in
see
Melbourne.
it's not in Melbourne. I've done
not
that
in
1,000
Optus.
times.
They have been
Stadium.
here all week though, so they haven't had to travel over. They're staying in Freo. They're staying at a very nice hotel in Freo, right on the water. Beautiful
Which one is
space.
it?
I can't. Well, I'm not going to say because there might be some lunatic out there. who
What, is it a
gonna
bloody-
go to
on
North
the
Melbourne's
river?
hotel. I can give out
Near
the
the
hotel.
is it near the left bank?
You can't just give out the
Mate, it's
team
North.
hotels.
Of course you can.
How many hotels are there in Freo?
Is it the one on the bridge?
I'm not saying.
It's the one on the bridge.
I can't say what hotel
Well,
they're staying at.
Yeah, it's the one right-
who's going to be nuffy enough to go collect the wooden spooners of the last 4 years?
Do you know how
Mate,
many?
Nick Dave-
Griffin Loan.
No, do you know how many stars there are at that North? I mean, there's
Oh,
stars
yeah.
everywhere. The people will be camping out just to see them.
Oh my God! You
Catch a
do you
glimpse
think
of
this
Zach
game's
Fisher.
bigger than it is?
Oh, just,
What are you talking
I
about?
can't say the team hotel.
We got in trouble for that at
so-
that same hotel, I believe.
Same the same hotel.
No, yeah. During COVID, when someone was shacked up there, I think Geelong,
Mm-hmm.
Paddy Dangerfield
dobbed
on us and
For
came
saying
from up high.
Really?
There's a cameraman in the street,
Really?
taking a few snaps. And
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
It was Geelong in that hotel, and
What hotel was that?
one on the water near the bridge.
I don't. What's that one called? Do you know?
I do know. Do you want me to say it?
The Trade Winds.
Trade Winds.
No, well, they're not staying.
No, they're not there.
They're not
no,
staying
no,
there.
they're a different one.
They're not staying there.
They're
Anyway,
different.
the Dockers are $1.16. Can you see any world? Now, Zave, I know what you're going to do here. You're going to say,
We're the good.
is there?
No.
What's the percentage of North winning out of 100?
Out of 100, they play 5 times. North may win 1. So
Oh,
those
so
odds.
you think
those
there
odds
is a small
Well,
chance?
those odds are probably bang on. They play once, they win once. Play 5 times, they win once.
Right. So
Well, they
there's-
beat them over here 2 years ago,
That's right.
and last year they were 40 points up against them.
That's true.
North Melbourne's record against Fremantle is not deplorable.
No.
So there's a sniff here.
Well, never again North.
What's the
But
line?
what's the line?
What's the line?
No, the line is just, it's not quite enough for me. I did look at it. It's 32.5. If that gets out to 35.5,
You'll be thinking.
that's when I roll on in.
Oh, yeah, never again.
Until then, never again North. I'm just sitting on you and I'm waiting. My multi is actually on that game. So
What was the weather again?
chance of showers, but not much rain floating around.
Okay. We're doing that game together. Triple M.
Triple M.
Is that Saturday night?
Saturday night. We got the good one.
So lucky me, I get
It's
to
me,
them.
you, and Lockie.
Yeah.
Sunday is Lockie, Tom, and Embers.
Probably just turn the TV on. no, I'll be at Roddo.
What's 7? I'll be doing the 7.
Yeah, no, I'll be at Roddo at the pub.
Yeah, of course you
Appreciate it.
Melbourne is $2, and you're the only person who hates Rotto.
Nah, bull dust. People sit there going, oh man, Roddo's so wicked. Like Roddo's wicked. How good's Roddo? Then you get there, you can't go to a beach because it's blowing its ass out. There's a million flies there. You're paying $18 a pint.
And no reception.
And then people say you got no phone reception. You can't do any work. You can't do any emails. You can't do anything. And people, they will look at each other going, oh, mate, Roddo, how cool is this? Everyone does it. And all I've said before is we just need some honesty. Like, when it's shit, just say it's shit.
It's okay.
You're
to
allowed
say
to.
it's
It's
not.
all
But no one wants
okay.
to admit that because they paid so much to be there on
Well,
that occasion.
the last time I was high was at Roddo. I had the fly mask on, and the chemicals that the fly mask was made from or with, all I was inhaling was this shit. And I had 38 flies sitting on my face. But oh no, that was okay. The flies weren't touching me. I was just getting high on all these chemicals.
How good's Roddo?
But then we all just sit there going, no.
What do you have? Sipping your beer with a straw under the.
No, you got to lift up, and then if you're lucky enough to get a sip without a fly going down your throat,
And he
it's a
goes to the
win.
bartender.
How good.
What year is this single
Yeah,
fin? This
yeah,
is a good
yeah.
single fin. This is a good vintage.
Yeah.
Melbourne,
Cascade.
Melbourne $2
Just a
two.
pint. Yeah, that'll be $23. Of course it would be.
No way.
Okay, Melbourne's $2.02. Port Adelaide's $1.80. This is at Adelaide Oval on Sunday. Can you give me a weather update,
Fine.
please, Sam?
No, this week's
Fine and clear.
good. This week's good.
Okay. Do we feel like after the way Melbourne played on Monday that they're a chance to win this game?
No.
I do.
No, having said that, this is a game that Port are pretty woeful just with their
I'm picking Melbourne.
tipping Melbourne.
I'm tipping Melbourne, and I'm betting.
Head-to-head,
on,
you're
I'm betting on them.
So-
They're in my multi.
So
This
why
is
don't
one.
you?
Tell you what this is. This is a game I'm definitely not watching.
You won't watch it?
No, unless it's close. If I look at it's close in the last, I'll switch it on. But
So
I'm
I've
not
got-
sitting down to watch Port Adelaide, Melbourne, and Adelaide Oval.
I've gone early on the weather too, by the way.
That's not good.
Cloudy, high chance of showers, most likely in the afternoon and evening. So, mate, the game's
can't
early.
just guess.
No. You know how the app doesn't flip sometimes, so I was
Sure.
still in Brisbane.
Oh, sure.
But no, it should be. The rain might come later, so I reckon the game should be okay.
Okay.
Just play around with the butters. Do you reckon who's Langdon go to? That's the one now.
So is he tagging every week now?
Well,
Probably
one
Ro-
from
it's
one.
Probably Connor Rosie, isn't it?
Well, Rosie off half back. He did 5 or 6 centre bounces last week. But Hornet comes back in. But if Rosie's just standing there at half back, Save having to swap forwards with mids and whatnot to get Langdon onto Butters, might just be easy to go Rosie.
Yeah. Or Butters.
And then Butters, but then Pickett starts
Whoever
in
it
the
is
middle.
will
goes
know
forward.
straight away and he'll stay there. So you think that Langdon thing's going to happen every week now? He did such a good job.
Say so. Melbourne probably should have won that game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm tipping them. I think they're just... and they're
Who would have thought a
pissed. All the
tagger would
Max
work?
and May stuff,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. What do you reckon? Kozzy have a blinder or Kozzy go missing?
I'll run through the Kozzie stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, he's staying.
12 years.
It's a lot of money. So it's 1.38 mil a year.
How many years?
9 years. So they
9
had...
years, 12 mil.
1.38.
Yeah, 1.38. Yeah.
Really precise.
Yeah.
Jeez, he's in the tent.
So he...
Flat
He
1.38.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's all kinds of things in there, but that's the money.
So
Yeah.
That's what he's going to get
text
paid.
from
every-
Simon-
Guaranteed.
Yeah, there's not going to be a bit where he doesn't get 1.38.
Text from
They
Fremantle
may-
saying we couldn't match
that's-
1.38.
That's if you average it out. So they might say, let's front end this bit, back end this bit,
Yeah.
yada, yada, yada. But that's the average of each year. So he had a 2-year deal. They basically just ripped it up. And went, here's the new 9-year
It's
deal.
$1 billion.
Fresh deal. Fremantle could have got pretty close to the money, but I think the issue was starting to look like, how does a trade get done? Because Jackson's not going anywhere.
No.
So Fremantle would have had to give up probably 3 first-round picks, and
Yeah.
they would have had to give up.
So Brad Green, who we laughed at.
He wasn't going to budge.
Who we laughed at, though.
Yeah, we did. That's true.
He's right.
3 first-round picks.
And
But-
that's what he's worth.
but it
Well, he turned into that, didn't
well,
he?
it became very clear. If you're Kozzy and you've got $1.38 million a year for 9 years sitting there, or you want to play a game of chicken that you might be able to get this trade to go through, but what if you don't?
Yeah.
And what if something happens in the meantime? And what if Melbourne just decides, well, we're not going to give you that money anymore? Like, it's sitting right there, and he's not unhappy there. It's just that I think that he got the idea of coming back and thought, well,
Yeah, grass
maybe
is always
Shea,
greener.
Play with
Yeah.
Dudley,
Yeah.
play
Mrs.
with,
is happy.
play with Narkle, get all the families together. Like he was coming.
Yeah.
This isn't a save from Melbourne. Do you feel like they've overpaid?
By about 380.
Yeah.
If they'd gone 9 for 9, I would have gone, yeah, cool.
Look,
but in the end
look,
of the day,
in 7
who
years-
else are they paying when Max
Yeah.
goes,
Clayton,
May goes?
Clayton Oliver's on a very big deal. Between
Yeah.
the two of them, they're almost on $2 million a year.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're
Sorry.
going to try and get rid of
They're
that,
almost on
right?
$3 million a year.
They're going to try and get rid of the Clayton one. You would
How are
expect.
you going to get rid of that, though?
Good luck.
Well, you can pay half. You get at least shift half off the books.
But what's Clary earning? 1.7, did you say?
There's periods where it's 1.6.
Oh,
There's
geez.
periods.
So no one's paying 800 for Clary. And that's half.
Mm.
just last one really quickly. I think also I don't think Freo need another 9-year contract on their books.
No.
Because if it's not it, if this is not it, so they can't do anything.
So my
because then they've got a Clary.
Was that they would have gone to 8 and potentially 9. They would have got to 9 in there. If it came down to he comes if you give him the extra year, then I think they would have done it. But it started to
long-termers.
It started to become problematic around. Do you know why teams love long-term injuries, long-term contracts?
Because long-term injuries can fuck them.
No, that's why players love long-term
Yeah,
contracts. But clubs like long-term contracts because it does actually, in a weird way, it gives you flexibility.
It doesn't give the player any incentive to find their best.
No, that's one problem you could be concerned about. But if you've got long-term contracts, you can move money around. You can go, right, we've got money in the cap this year, so bring that money forward, push that money back. It gives you so much flexibility.
You're always kicking the problem down the corner.
No, but sometimes you're bringing the problem forward.
I'm still waiting for a good long-termer. Still waiting.
Yeah, okay.
And just so while we're doing a little bit of news, sorry, the Taylor Walker Nazaya stuff's been taking a few little.
That's been fascinating.
Well, text jumped in with level 2 saying Naz rang him.
Naz rang him? Well, he rang Naz, or did Naz ring him?
I think Naz rang him. Did you see that?
Said no issue.
Yeah.
But there's always a lot of people going on Kara. Kara doesn't say a lot of people saying she says stuff. Like go back and most of it comes true. Most of it is true.
Yeah.
Like there's an element of truth to it.
Yeah, I'm staying out of it. I don't know this situation close enough to know who's right and who's wrong. I'm not taking Caro and put it that way.
I'll stay out of it too.
You and Caro. Okay, so I think Melbourne. You guys both think Port?
Yeah.
I'm just going Port at Adelaide Oval. The Adelaide Oval thing's a big thing for me.
West Coast Carlton. West Coast $4.10. Carlton $1.24. That is Sunday up to Stadium. What's the weather, Sam?
It's going to be a chance of showers, but very limited rain on the radar.
Oh, okay. So drizzles, light drizzles, maybe.
Potentially less than a mil. Like if you don't get that during the footy game.
Okay, so the last 5 times these teams have played, the margin has not dipped below 10 goals. Carlton have the Eagles as their bunnies.
Well, this is where Paddy Cripps and has a absolute field day.
Charlie's
field
just
day.
been like licking his lips.
Field days.
More.
Charlie's thinking, how many am I behind in the Coleman?
More.
Yeah. How many would I have to kick?
That was literally what happened last year, wasn't it? He kicked like 10.
Yeah. Now, Harry Edwards was very good last week on Nick Larkey. So if Harry Edwards plays like that again and plays on Curnow, he'll do a pretty good job. But
someone wrote me a smug message, funnily enough, saying, "Oh, did you watch the game? Larkey could kick 5. Take that back." Harry Edwards. Harry Edwards has had 5 goals kicked on him a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had a tough apprenticeship.
So yeah, we're not painting the picture that Harry Edwards is a reliable fullback.
No. But I think he's growing into something.
Mate, it's his 9th year or something.
He was so good.
How many years was it? 7th or something?
No, he's like year 5 or something, isn't he?
No, let me give him.
Didn't he win? I think.
I do. Hold on. I do remember the draft interview we did with him was at Subi Oval. So
there you go.
So that's telling you something.
And it had stands at that point.
Because that's 2018, wasn't it?
He was
so
like
he
top
might
10.
actually
Was
be
he
around
like top
that.
10
He's
in
about to
fantasy one
turn
year?
25.
Okay.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20. He must be a free agent.
Probably close.
I like Harry Edwards. I still think that
He's fine.
he could be a fine defender.
They obviously told him to punch more. Do you see they were getting around him every time he punched the ball?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just punch it, mate. Just punch it.
Just know who you are. Any chance West Coast wins this game?
7th year.
Any chance?
No.
I give him a 12.5% chance.
What's the line?
The line would be very similar to the other lines we've spoken about, just 25.5 points.
Carlton can stumble.
Mate, I'm not saying that they're going to win this game, West Coast, but they've been annoying.
Do you want another mixed breed carton of beer on it?
No, I don't want to touch a bet. I'm not touching a bet.
But you have to get each 6-pack from a different location. 4 different bottle shops.
An absolute. Now, there's a couple I want to look around on the weekend. Is pretty basic stuff, but Sam Doherty's back playing some really good footy.
Yeah.
So 25 disposals
Can
there,
find it.
$2.35.
Ooh.
Yeah, so have a look at that. But then Sam Walsh, $2.80 to get 30. That's the area I'm playing. And Sam Walsh is finding a bit of form. I know we've spoken about Sam Walsh having a bit of an off year. Last couple of weeks, he's sort of got going. I reckon Sam Walsh, Optus Stadium against West Coast, easy kill, no tags, no responsibilities, 30 disposals. Put it in the calendar and say, thank you very much. $2.80. Did I sell that?
Yeah, you're on.
You sold that pretty well. Okay, so it's time for this week's hardball bets. Place a same game multi with TABtouch. Boost your odds and combine up to 16 leagues with a single game into one bet. You can find each of our multis under trending bets for that game's market on the TABtouch app. Okay, who wants to go first?
Rinny, you go.
Well, I still need a win. So I've tried to play it straight up and down. And we just go on anytime goal scorers. So we're going...
Okay, which game?
Yeah, that's a good point. Brisbane GWS.
Okay.
So I'm playing it straight up and down.
All anytime.
All anytime.
Okay.
This is very much like... This is like year 12 of the relationship. Like, you just go to bed, straight up and down, and going to sleep. Logan Morris, score a goal.
Ooh,
Cameron Rayner to score
risky.
a goal. Zach Bailey has to get in the middle at some point, so I put him in to score a goal. And then on the flip side, Brent Daniels, Jesse Hogan.
Goals?
Risky.
You've
Just
got 5 goals.
Yes.
That is risky business.
So what odds have you
How much is
buried
that
up?
paying?
He's come at 560.
Okay.
That's
To be
very-
fair, I'm nervous about Logan Morris, but other than that, I think okay, game.
I mean,
Logan
yeah,
Morris,
but,
good.
but I always
I
find
know that, but if he doesn't kick a goal, he's a young kid. He's got the out. He's got the excuse.
He
he's got
does
the
have an
reason.
excuse, but he's a very good player.
goal kickers makes me nervous. There's 5 of them.
Yeah, well, Rennie's
Yeah.
really.
I got that's probably the last multi I won was the grand final. I had a bunch of
Yeah, you
any
do,
times.
yeah.
All right, you want me to rock and roll?
Yep, go.
Coming in at $6 on the knocker. So we're going to a Fremantle v North Melbourne at Optus.
Okay.
Jai Amos.
Amos.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Just a goal.
Just a one.
Your man, Jai.
Just pokes one from the goal
Your
line.
man-
One of
Jai.
those rebound from back, defensive 50. He's out the back.
He's a
Joe the Goose.
massive Jai fan.
Nick Larkey off week last week.
Oh.
Our man Harry Edwards got him.
Yep.
Got him.
No Alex Pearce.
2 goals to Nick Larkey.
2.
2 goals.
Yep.
Nick Larkey's a
I
gun.
think Lucky kicked 2 goals.
Yeah, well.
Then we go to George Wardlaw. We love George. Off week last week, 15 disposals.
Oh, I was going to say, I hope you're not going 25.
No, just a 15.
Okay,
Just
he's not
15.
a big disposal winner.
No, he's not. Colby McKercher, 35 disposals last
yeah,
week.
he's got that roll-off halfback. again.
Someone I know found Colby McKercher to have 35 touches at $61.
No,
What?
they didn't. What?
He caught wind that he may have been down back
Wow.
off the
Just
halfback.
a North watcher.
Wow.
Jesus.
And,
Track watcher.
Yeah, so McKercher, 20. Just a 20.
Yeah.
Just a 20. And then Jordan Clark, 20.
Yep.
Yep.
We love that. And then the 2 boys, Brayshaw and Sarong, 25.
Just a lot of legs there. How many legs is that?
7.
There's a lot of legs. What's that paying?
6s.
$6.
Well, which one's going to lose?
Do you know what we should do from now on? We should read the bet out and then try to guess what the odds are.
Odds are.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
like that.
We'll start now.
Because you start mine. Well, you already read mine out.
I'm going to personally be having a couple of bucks on that.
All right, hold on. Let me see.
No, you didn't read it out. You said you were doing it.
Hold on. I sent it to Josh. Hold on. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Melbourne, Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
Melbourne to win.
Yeah.
Straight away, Zave hates it. Jake Melksham always bobs up for a goal. Always. That
Yeah.
guy, I don't reckon I've ever watched
Yep.
a game where he doesn't kick a
Okay.
goal. Christian Petrarca, I give him a goal
Okay.
because they're going to win. Kane Farrell off halfback, 15 disposals. He was actually paying pretty well for 15.
And that's about where he sits.
And the $1.38 million man, Kozzy Pickett, for 20 disposals.
20.
I'd say $9.
Well, you already know.
$11.30.
$12.
$12.
$12. There's a bit of value
well
in there.
done. There's some
Not bad.
value.
The
As
trick
Joe
is
say-
Melbourne. Melbourne has to win the game. I feel
because he's 20, and I know.
Yeah,
he's been
that's
doing
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
except for the
know.
week before when he
He's
got
got
tagged.
18 and 3.
Mate, that's not even.
He could have 18 and kick 4.
What's-
Yeah, what an
I don't-
unbelievable game.
Hold on, let me do some math here. What's 1.38
Divided by how many
by
disposals?
20? It's like a lot of money.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a hard one to work out doing that.
Is that like $69,000 per disposal?
Have we not learned our
Something
lesson
like
about
that.
trying to do maths on the fly on
No,
this
it
show?
can't be that
Yeah, I
much.
think it is. 69,000 per disposal. Only 20 disposals.
Yeah, is this for
Oh,
one
sorry,
game?
for one game.
But it was
I thought
season.
Per game.
thought you were going over the year.
Well, how many games are you playing a year? 23?
No, I need more time for
All
that.
right, that's us done.
Got the touch? Download the TABtouch app today. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
You'll see you next time.